Hi, this is a Yesterday's Moose production, and today we're going to be playing Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap. Let's go ahead and get things started. Before you is the monster world. Overcoming various hardships, you have at last entered into the monster's castle. Your target is the dreaded dragon's room. But unbeknownst to you is the fact that the dragon has the power to invoke curses on his enemies. Now, I'm actually playing this on my Wii U, which is currently in Wii mode, and I'm playing it on the Virtual Console, which, as per usual, is not at all confusing. And at this point you might be saying to yourself, hey Moose, you already Let's Played this game before too. And you would be correct. However, last time I recorded this, I just had a camera pointing at my TV, and that led to very poor recording, so now that I have a high-definition capture device, I'm able to record this in 1080p at 60 frames per second, even though I'm sure this game is not at 1080p. I'm not sure what resolution it's at, but that's the way that I'm going to be recording it. Now here we have the Mecha Dragon, which I suppose is the first boss of the game. Very easy to defeat. And at this point you want to try to collect as much of this gold as possible. Get yourself a good start. It's relatively easy to avoid this blue flame. And here we have the first transformation, Lizard Man. Lizard Man doesn't really have any special abilities. You can spew out fire, which acts as a shield. If you shoot projectiles, that will deflect them or stop them, acting as your shield. If you don't do that, then you can get hit by them. And that's about it. That's all that Lizard Man can do. Not much else. Now these blocks that fall from the ceiling will do a little bit of damage. At this point that I'm recording this, I'm not sure if you can actually get a game over during this section of the game. I will go back and test that, and I'll put a little notification on the screen right about now. And hey, that answers that question. I didn't know that. Now your objective is just to get out of here. None of these enemies really give you anything. One of the enemies gave me a fireball, which I suppose is useful. That's it, there we go. That's the introduction. Now it's on to the main game. And now, proceed with your adventurous undertaking, Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap. And here we are in what I call Hub Town. And this shop is where you get the password, if you needed the password. And I'll also show off where you can visit the hospital, where you can get full health. At this point it costs 5 gold. However, I don't think I'll actually be using that. And we'll go down here to get our first heart container. Gives us additional health. And there's a hidden shop here where you can buy various things. Of course, you have to have enough charm power to be able to buy stuff there. Basically, it's things like fireballs and tornadoes, arrows, lightning, boomerangs. Now here we have the first shop. What you want to do here is Well, I like to buy the mithril armor. You don't necessarily have to buy the mithril armor. Then you can buy the mithril sword. You do want to have that, and if you had enough gold, you could also buy the mithril shield, which is 32 gold. At this point, we don't have enough. So we're just going to go and try to go to our first objective. Our first objective is just to get a key. Because back in Hub Town there's a place where we have to use a key. And I think I'm going back here for no particular reason whatsoever, just showing off that there's a place that you can go there. We will be coming back to that spot much later on. Can't get there right now. This also gives us the opportunity to get some gold. It's a good idea to get at least 180 gold if at all possible. Also an additional 32 to get the shield. Now it's very important that you go here to this door, because that will give you some gold and some items. There are a bunch of those places where you'll get items and gold. Some of them are secret, some of them are not. I will be showing off all of them. So if you follow along with this video, you'll be able to find all of the hidden places, all of the hidden gold and items and hearts. When I first recorded this game, I think I forgot to show off one of the heart containers. I'm not sure if that's the recording that I have on my YouTube channel or not. But I know that there was one time when I recorded this game and I forgot to show off all of the heart containers. However, this time that's not going to happen. Now it's a good idea to have the arrow equipped here because there's going to be a cloud. And clouds can be a little bit annoying because they drop stuff on you. For those Nintendo aficionados, they're kind of the Lucky 2 of the Wonder Boy 3 world. And at this point I do have enough to buy the Goblin Male. Goblin Male is good for defense, not so good for charm power. And that's where we get the key. I'm not sure what the other item was there in that store. I think we come back for it much later on in the game. I think it's a shield. I'm just going by memory at this point. So we shall see later on, perhaps. And all we have to do at this point is just make our way back to Hub Town. I like to call it Hub Town because it leads to all the other areas in the game. In the updated version of Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap, they called it The Village. And I will be doing a Let's Play of that as well. And back in Hubtown, we're going to go into the shop and finally buy that Mithril Shield. Give us a bit more defense power there. And we'll go ahead and use that key. And now we're going to be in the desert. And this is on our way to face, I guess technically the second dragon, but I'm just going to call it the first dragon. So don't get confused in the dragons that are going to be coming up after this one. So the first dragon is, of course, going to change us into another form. And on my way there, I like to go down here. I could be wrong, but I think there's more enemies down here that give you some gold. And also it's going to eventually lead to a room that we want to enter. A lot of the things that I do in this game are just out of habit. Some of them are good habits, some of them are bad habits. But I have a very specific way of playing this game, and it's really hard to change it after all these years. That being said, later on, there is something that I do that is different from the way that I normally play, and it's probably going to be my new normal. And I will talk about it when it happens, because it's not happening right now, so it's kind of hard to elaborate on it. So right now it's just about defeating crabs and fish, getting money, and eventually getting to a door. There we go, there's the door. And what's in here? Money! And items. Charm. And a revival potion. Charm stones are useful because they will add to your charm power, and the more charm power you have, the more likely a shop owner will be to offer you items. If you're not charming enough, then they might not offer you everything. In the updated version of this game, they pretty much eliminated charm stones. Technically there are still charm stones, however, they just give you a bonus at the end of the game. And once I do a recording of that game, I will be showing off all the ways to get the charm stones. Anyway, I'm going to focus on this game for now. There we go. Another heart container. And they could just be called hearts in this game. I'm not entirely certain without checking the instructions. But I'm calling them heart containers because I've been playing Legend of Zelda recently. And Legend of Zelda, of course, has heart containers. Now this is one of the places where you can kind of grind for gold. If you want to get more gold, you just go in and out of that door and defeat the enemy over and over again. I like to stop at around 500 and some odd gold. Basically out of habit. I feel like it sets me up pretty well for the next section of the game after the dragon. Now these guys, which I call hat guys, because they have hats, they don't really give you anything, as you can see. I was trying to catch that guy off guard, but he turned around and got me there. And in that door is a hospital. Don't really need it right now. But I do want to get this key. Now that chest will always give you a key, which is very useful. And I might have said this in my previous Let's Play of this game, but I will mention it again. We are supposed to be in a pyramid right now. So why are there frogs? Why are frogs the enemies? Why isn't it mummies or cats? Or those dogs with the pointy ears? You know, those Egyptian ones? Anyways, I've always thought that was a little bit weird. I guess that just adds to the mystery of this game. I'm just trying to avoid projectiles as much as possible. And fail. Got hit by that stone idol guy. Now, what you want to do is you want to jump over this hole here and go to the left. Avoid that projectile, because that's going to lead to this hidden room where we get gold and items such as full health and another revival potion. Now here we are. I'm going to call this guy the first dragon. The Mummy Dragon, which is not only a mummy, but it's a pig, spitting out shamrocks. Very odd. Now the Mummy Dragon likes to follow a very predictable pattern. As you can see, just hit him about 3 times in the head. Then he'll go up. Sometimes you can hit him, sometimes you can't, and then he'll just repeat the pattern. Once again, you want to try to collect as much gold as possible. Can be a little bit tricky, but yep. Missed a bunch of gold there, but now I'm Mouse Man. And as you can see, I can get the key once again. That key will come in handy later on. It's not absolutely necessary because you definitely do get another key. But I like to get it. Now you want to make a habit of opening these chests in the rooms that look like this because of course you're going to get items and money. Oh, I think I gotta switch my armor. Give myself more charm power. And don't actually have to get the dancing shield. Reason for that is because there's going to be a shield coming up later that is more powerful. So we'll just go ahead and buy that one. So here's a shop. I'm going to go ahead and put on this armor. I don't believe I'll be able to buy any of the items. Yeah, you have to have a lot of charm power. Charm power, charm points. It's one or the other. Once again, we have Angry Evil Cloud. Cloud with sunglasses, because at this time in video game history, bad guy enemies wore sunglasses. It wasn't until the 90s when the protagonists of the game started wearing sunglasses, and it was cool. So you want to jump off the screen there, and we'll get a bonus chest with money and some hearts. It's a good idea to collect some more money when you can. And you want to go into this shop here, and this is where you can buy a better shield. First you have to buy the Shogun Lamellar. Then you can buy the Shogun Shield and the Shogun Sword. Or Shogun Blade, I should say. Shogun Shield is better than the Dancing Shield, that's why I hold off spending my money. And since there aren't too many enemies that present too much of a problem, it's a good idea to just avoid the Dancing Shield. Now I will say that I'm not buying all of the items in the game. I'm buying most of them, or at least specific ones that I usually buy. I can't say that they're always the best. Sometimes I buy certain items just out of habit. They may or may not be required for the game. I'll go ahead and equip the boomerangs. I only have one boomerang right now. But boomerangs will always return to you after you use them, provided that you catch them. So sticking to these mouse blocks will help you to defeat these enemies. Just generally get into their path and then hit them with your sword. So in Wonder Boy 3, the Dragon's Trap, when you jump onto mouse blocks, you have to press jump and towards the mouse blocks in order to stick to them. However, in the updated version of the game, you just have to press in the direction of the mouse blocks, if that makes any sense. So the difference is that in this game, it requires you to jump. In the new game, you do not have to jump. Also, using magic in this game, you press down and jump, which is an improvement from the previous Wonder Boy game, Wonder Boy Monsterland. In that game, you just had to press down, so it was easy to accidentally press down and use your magic when you didn't want to. So by requiring you to press down and jump, made using magic a little bit more precise. However, in the new game, it has its own dedicated button. Now I like to go down here, get some gold and some items before I proceed to the Dragon's Tower, I guess it is. Yeah, plus you get that heart container. And if you didn't have enough charm potion, or if you didn't have enough revival potions, you could go ahead and buy some from that store. Oh, now I have 2 boomerangs. I feel the perfect number of boomerangs is at least 3. Because that way, if you lose one, you still have 2 to rely on. Now the first thing we want to do is go down, because we're going to go over to that door, get ourselves some more secretive type items. Now in here, we'll eventually get ourselves another revival potion. So I should have mentioned that when I was at the store before, the shop, that you don't really need to buy a revival potion. If you already have 2, then you would just go into that door back there and get yourself another revival potion. As a reminder, in this game, you can only have a maximum of 3 revival potions, and revival potions will give you a random amount of health, anywhere from 1 heart to all of your hearts back. When I was younger, I used to like to think that the more revival potions you got after you had 3, the more powerful your revival potions would become, but that's definitely not the case. I knew that back then, but it was still kind of a fun little mind thing to think about for some reason. This section here is a good place to grind for money if you want to have more money. If you want to just take time, you can go ahead and get a lot of gold here, plus items such as fireballs. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here, I just wanted to get a bit of money before I proceed. If I haven't said it before, it's a good idea to stop every so often to earn money because you definitely need it later on. In fact, there's going to be a point coming up later on where I'm going to have to stop and just go ahead and grind for some gold. It's possible to do it without grinding for gold, but I find that it does make things easier. Now you want to be on the right hand side here. Otherwise you could potentially be hit by those blue things. And this music coming up here, listen. Find it interesting how that music lasts just long enough for you to get out of that section. For some reason in the newer version, you're able to get out of there faster. I'm not sure if it's because the quote-unquote gravity has been increased. Because the music is not faster. Also, you'll see that I stick to the ceiling a lot, and I do that because it makes it easier to defeat certain enemies, especially the ghosts. Not those guys, but the ghosts. Ah, there's one of the ghosts. Those guys. When you're on the ground, they like to float around in circles. However, when you're on the ceiling, they tend to move towards you for whatever reason. And I'm just about to be facing the zombie dragon, which has a very, very easy pattern. Yep, this is all you gotta do. Stay on the left-hand side. It's gonna move to the right, left, jump, move in the head, and repeat. For whatever reason, Mouse Man's attacks are not very powerful, so it does take a little while to defeat this dragon. But persistence is the key. Get some money, 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 money. Oh, I missed a bunch of it. And now I am Piranha Man. So if for some reason you lost some revival potions, you could go to the shop and buy some more. Now, I don't have to do this thing that I'm doing right now in this particular order, but again, I think this is just out of habit. I like to go here first. And you get some money and some items. I think it's a good idea to have the money for this next section of the game. Okay, did a little bit of editing there, just spliced two videos together. And once again, we have frogs, evil frogs. And tornadoes are useful for this section of the game, especially when it comes to the jumping sections. I'm gonna try to get some more health here. So when you defeat these guys, you want to try to catch the money that they drop. If it falls into the lava, then don't bother, because the lava is going to hurt you right now. Getting a lot of fireballs. So when you hit these guys, you want to go to the very edge of the platform after you hit them. That way you'll avoid their fireballs that they shoot at you. Use your tornadoes to take these guys out. Oh, and I'm gonna get that, because it's Dragon Male, and at this point Dragon Male protects us from lava. Now enemies do not always drop that, but when they do, it is useful, because now we won't have to buy it in the shop. So this is where we would find the shop. Plus some money. Thunder. A hospital if we need it. That would have been the Dragon Male right there. When you exit out of there, make sure you're immediately going to be attacking that guy. Otherwise he'll hit you. It may seem obvious, but it's not. And unlike what I did there, you want to try to hit the head of the skeleton first. You can, if you want, collect the money here. However, I like to just kind of just keep going, because you might get hit by those projectiles. And right at this point, we don't really need the Dragon Male anymore. But first, I'm going to go in here and introduce us to a new mechanic. This thing where we can switch forms. And we want to be Mouse Man. So the first step is to go up here, climb up these mouse blocks. Going to be going for that chest. And we get the Thundersaber. Now Thundersaber, as you can see, has 0 attack power. We just have to have it in our inventory. And that will allow us to destroy blocks. Blocks that look like that, by the way, not just any blocks. Now that we can destroy blocks, we can go down here and we'll be able to get another sword that we will need. So now that we've done that, we can hit this block. And now we're going to get ourselves this, which is a magical saber, magical sword, magical saber. And what this does is it allows us to create blocks, star blocks, just like that. However, it is only useful twice in the whole game, and that was one. That's one. Now we'll only ever have to use that one more time in the entire game. I love this game, but that's a silly, silly item. And now we're going to do a bit of a diversion. Normally what I would have done is I would have done this after I had become Piranha Man. Okay, well this is already after I have become Piranha Man. But what I meant is the next transformation. I would have gone this way. However, now I have made a slight modification to the way that I play. And I go this way after getting the magical saber and the Thundersaber. And the reason for that is because we're going to get some hidden items. And instead of going down into the water, I'm going to be going above. You can collect money if possible. Oh, there goes the Charm Stone. Bye, Charm Stone. I don't particularly need you. And the reason why I'm going this way as Mouse Man is because it makes returning a lot easier. And I'll talk about that more once we're at that point. Watch out for evil clouds with sunglasses. Just gotta jump over the pyramid once again. This is basically the same as we did before when we were Lizard Man. But now that we have the Thundersaber, we will be able to break through a wall. And here we go. Now we're going to be able to open 8 different chests with 8 different bonuses. For whatever reason, you're limited to only opening 1 chest at a time, so you have to exit and come back in. There's absolutely no way around that. Even in the updated version, you have to do it this way. So it's important to keep track of what you're getting and how many chests that you've opened. And yes, that enemy will always be there. Be careful of that. It is possible to get hurt by him if you don't go back into the door quickly enough, so I find it's just easier to defeat the enemy first. I know it's not very eventful, but I just want to show off all of it because this is what you have to do. That's chest number 7, just got one more to go. There, just get the final chest, get some charm stones, revival potion if needed. That's it, time to go. Once again, you could grind for some money. I'm just gonna get 4,000 gold for no particular reason, and then I'm out of here. So if we were any other form, we'd have to go all the way back to the door that we came in. However, since we're Mouse Man, we can just go back into the pyramid. So we're just going to make our way to that door. You have to be able to stick to the mouse blocks. And for no particular reason, I'm going to go ahead and get the key. I'm not even sure if I need the key. But I am going to get it. Yes, that key will always be there. And since we're Mouse Man, we can now just go over here and make for a quick getaway. Now that that's done, we can finally do some more stuff as Piranha Man. So we'll open up that secret door and onto the transfiguration pad? Mutation pad? Whatever it is, it transforms you. Can go here, there's a shop. And in this shop, we can buy the Lucky Sword and some samurai armor. You do want both of these things. Lucky Sword is a good amount of attack power for now, plus have a higher chance of getting better items when you have the Lucky Sword equipped. To be honest, even after all these years, I'm not sure what it gives you, if it gives you a higher chance of getting hearts or a higher chance of money or items. But I just know that it gives you a better chance of getting better stuff. Now that we're Piranha Man, we can finally go over here. And we'll buy an Aqua Shield, maybe. Yeah. So I guess I didn't have to buy that. Again, I bought that out of habit. I mean, it's slightly better. But in a different form, perhaps it does have a better defense, because that is something important to mention, that the swords, shields, and armor have slightly different statistics depending on what form you happen to be in. So even if a shield is not particularly useful in one form, it might be very useful in another form. I also think it's worth mentioning that this is probably one of my favorite background musics from this game. I could be wrong, but I think it's called the Sidecrawler's Dance. All of the songs have names and they're credited at the very end. Since it doesn't label where the background musics are used, as a kid I just kind of had to guess which background music was where. Some of them are very obvious, like Treasure Chest. Pretty sure the song is called It's a Treasure Chest. There's a hospital if needed, I just wanted to show that off. I haven't really been consistent on showing off where all the hospitals are. I know there was that hospital in the pyramid that I kind of skipped over. I mentioned it, but I didn't go inside. Now, do not make the mistake of going into this upside-down ship right away. You want to go over to the right first, because eventually it's going to lead to another heart container. Yep, inside this door. Heart container. We're now up to 5 hearts. And with that out of the way, we're gonna make our way back to that ship. Oops. Yeah, try not to do what I'm doing and get hit by everything. Fortunately, it's not doing very much damage. This ship is another good place to have tornadoes selected as your magic if you don't already have them selected. Fireballs do come in handy later on. It's a good idea, I suppose, to just build them up as the game goes on. Use your tornadoes in places like this. Be mindful of those ghosts that pop out of the floor, by the way. Hey, why did I get hit there? There's a very good example of why tornadoes are useful at this part. Now it's really hard to avoid that block, so you might take some damage from it. Now this particular dragon dungeon, I guess I'll call it, is pretty easy, but also probably one of my favorites. I would say it's probably my second favorite. My first favorite dragon dungeon is the one that will be coming up after this one, and I'll talk about it once we're there. I just like the idea that this is taking place in an upside-down ship. Oh, by the way, revival potion. I don't really need it, but it's always good to get them. Here we have Pirate Dragon, or Captain Dragon. I like this dragon. I think he's pretty cool. He has an easy pattern. It is possible to keep hitting him and not have him hit you at all. It's just a matter of timing. And now it's giving us bags of gold, which means they are more valuable. Also makes them easier to collect because they're not bouncing around all over the place. And now we shall become Lion Man. Get rid of this angry Cloud here. Goodbye, Cloud. Okay, and what is the item in this shop? It is the Master Shield. So yes, we do want the Master Shield. Now, first place to go as Lion Man is to go down here. and that shall lead to another chest. And what's in the chest? Heart container. Now the next section coming up is a good section in order to grind for some gold. I'm going to take some time to do that. First, however, I'm going to show off a shop that I forgot to go to as Mouse Man. So you can just go over here. Keep the Master Shield. Don't really need to buy the Knight Shield, but I did anyway. Yes, Knight Shield is more powerful when you're a Mouse Man, but it is better to have the Master Shield when you're Lion Man. Now, as you may have noticed, I grind it for 20,000 gold. And then you want to make your way up here. And in this shop, you can buy some a crystal sword, crystal shield, crystal armor. Make sure you have those equipped. Once again, Crystal Shield is better when you're Mouse Man. However, the Master Shield is better when you're Lion Man. So now I'm just going to go ahead and equip the Master Shield. And right here, where you face all of these bats, this is where I was grinding for gold. If you run from the screen to the left, defeat all of these guys, and then defeat these guys. If you're just grinding for gold, you don't have to go up here, and then once you're done defeating them, you just want to go back to the previous screen and just go back and forth over and over again. But since I've already grinded for all that gold, I'm just going to go ahead and make way for the dragon. There's some more hat guys, which don't give you anything. I think Lion Man might be my favorite transformation just because of the way he attacks. He has a very unique attack. By the way, there's a hidden hospital here. If you need to get health, that's a good place to get it. Now, eventually there's going to be a place to get some secret items. But first, I'm going to go up here. This may or may not be necessary. Probably not. We'll find out. Hidden shop. There's a Tasmanian Sword. Is it more powerful? No, it's not. However, it has the secret ability to be able to transform you into your other forms. But I think the way that that works is you have to have the second controller plugged in, and then you have to press up, jump, and attack, I believe, when you have the Tasmanian Sword equipped. I could be wrong. However, in the new game, all you have to do is have the Tasmanian Sword equipped, and then press jump up and jump, or jump up and attack. By the way, secret door. Another secret door. Secret chest. Money. And revival potion. At this point, I haven't used any of my revival potions. So yeah, Tasmanian Sword, jump up and attack, and you will change your form. It is relatively useful. However, I think that it comes so late in the game that it could pretty much be avoided without any loss. Use some of the fireballs that I've been building up. That blue guy back there, by the way, he will always give you a revival heart in case you need it. And here we are. This is my favorite dragon dungeon. Plus we got these cool ninjas. Since I have a lot of gold at this point, I don't have to be defeating these enemies, but I'm choosing to. Maybe I could just keep going. Yeah, watch out for their attacks, by the way. There's always stuff in those blocks. Now, when you're in this part of the dragon's dungeon, it's a good idea to have lightning flashes equipped as your magic. That way you could take out guys like that, even though I used it a little bit late. Kind of want to use it as soon as they're on screen, even though once again I didn't do that. Just remember, using lightning flashes is just like a good joke. It's all about timing! Ha 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 ha. And watch out for these very slow moving blocks. They will hurt you. And we're getting close to the dragon now. But first, before we go in there, we'll want to go in the secret door. Get ourselves full health and a revival potion if we need it. Switch to fireballs for the boss. And here we have the Daimyo Dragon. I believe that's what it's called. Reminds me of one of the bosses in Shinobi, Lobster. Eventually I might do a Let's Play of that game. I have the Sega Master System version of Shinobi as well as the arcade version. I've been able to finish the Sega Master System version, but I have not completed the arcade version. Also, there's one more Wonder Boy game that I'm missing. It's a side-scrolling, shoot-'em-up type Wonder Boy game. Which I think in the arcades was called Wonder Boy 3. Might have been called The Dragon's Lair. Whatever it was called, I would have displayed it on the screen. This is the last chance to get money from a dragon. Not too many more items that you have to buy, but it's still a good idea to collect as much gold as possible. And there's the final transformation of the game, Hawkman. Immediately fly up here. And what you want to do is you want to buy this Hades armor. And what Hades armor will do is when you have it equipped, it will continuously replenish your health. Now first you would use your revival potions, and then once they're gone, your Hades armor would come into effect and give you full health. And it works over and over and over and over again. So basically, you're invincible. However, I will not be using it. I don't need to use it. That being said, I will be making a bonus video where I show off some of the secrets. Now, I could have just flown up. I'm not sure why I decided to go this way. But this leads to an area which I didn't really know about until relatively recently. So even after all these years, I'm learning something about this game. And because you're Hawkman, you can just fly over everything. You don't particularly have to defeat the enemies. You can if you feel that you need more gold or items. Fairly uneventful, I know, but eventually we'll be leading to the pyramid. And sometimes I feel like William Shatner when I'm talking about games and stuff, because I have these weird pauses. I don't normally talk like that in my day-to-day life. It just happens when I'm Let's Playing in games. It's very strange and unusual to talk like that. Worst William Shatner impression ever. Okay, so here's where we want to go, and the reason why we're going here is because there's a secret door, and I did not know about this. Just go here, immediately start flapping. And that way you bypass all of this dungeon here, and eventually what we want to do is fly through the ceiling. And that's going to lead us to some hidden stuff. Get some money and some boomerangs and 2 revival potions. Now, until recently, I had no idea that there was a hidden door there. I just happened to find it when I was searching around for some things online. So from now on, I will be using that. By the way, you want to go to that store that I just passed by there. If you need a key, that's where you buy one. At this point, I have a key, so I don't need to go there. There's a heart container. Yeah, don't go in the water as Hawkman, because Hawkman gets hurt by water. So we're just going to make our way back to where we fought the Mecha Dragon. And we're going to get ourselves the Legendary Sword, which is the best sword in the game. And you want to exit out and then you want to go back in. And the reason for that is because bonus stuff. This is the only chest in the game where that happens. So don't bother trying it on any of the other chests because it doesn't work. As you can see, you get a lot of money and full health. Now on the way out, there's 2 more items that we could possibly get. Eventually there's going to be an enemy coming up that will give us another item. I believe it's one of the blue guys. Yeah, this guy. So he's going to give us the legendary armor. Which is better. Now, if you have enough money, you can go into this secret shop here and buy the legendary shield. However, you don't have to buy the legendary shield because the legendary shield is not the most powerful shield for Hawkman. And I will show off that very, very, very soon. So don't go down there, you don't really need to go down there right now, you just want to fly over to the left. to this shop here, where you can buy the Heavenly Shield and another key. Make sure that you buy a key, and the Heavenly Shield is slightly more powerful. So if you only want to buy one shield, then just buy the Heavenly Shield. And as you can see, I don't need to go to the hospital because up here there's a heart that gives us full health, and the door that leads to the final dragon dungeon. And here's the second time in the game. The last time we'll be using this magical sword. That's it. Used twice in the entire game, and never useful again. I kind of always found that a little weird. Why they didn't use it at least maybe 3 or 4 times. Because the first time you use it is just when you first receive it. And the second time that you use it back there is pretty much the only time that it's really useful. And I always like to let that music play, just out of habit. Now this dragon dungeon, I find, by the way, there's a hospital. I find that this dungeon is not really that interesting. That's why the Daimyo Dragon area is my favorite. And the second one being Piranha Man. I like the reinterpretation of the dungeon that leads to the Mecha Dragon. And here we just have to switch to Mouse Man. Also, there's hidden pathways through the wall. They are not obvious. Evil Cloud with sunglasses. You bother me. Go away. Cloud with sunglasses. And secret path. There we go. That's the final heart container of the game, giving us a total of 8 hearts. You know what? I'm gonna take them out. Take that. At this point, you do not need money at all. It doesn't count towards anything. You won't be able to buy anything. So it's pretty pointless to collect it. And naturally, we need to be Piranha Man so we can swim through this water. Don't really need those arrows either. Since I have so many fireballs, I'll just go ahead and use them. I guess it would be a good idea to defeat these ninjas, not let them hurt you. And will of course change to Lion Man. And he's the only guy who can get through here because of his unique attack style. And I like to have Thunder equipped during this section, and you will soon see why. And the reason is because ninjas. These guys. Plus it has a really cool effect. Oh, gonna use a revival potion. Perhaps if I'd been more careful, I could have avoided that. And finally, it's going to be the last transformation of the game, back to Hawkman. Finally make our way towards the final dragon of the game. That could have gone a lot better. Okay, so at this point, if you're not sure if you can defeat the final dragon on your own, go ahead and equip the Hades armor. If not, if you think you're good to go, then just go ahead and face the vampire dragon. This dragon doesn't particularly have an easy pattern. You just want to try to hit it as many times as you can whenever you have an opportunity. Try not to get hit by it. At this point, feel free to use all of your magic because you won't have another opportunity. There you go, just like that. And there's the Salamander Cross, which will finally return us to normal. Goodbye, Hawkman. Goodbye, Lion Man. Goodbye, Piranha Man. So long, Mouse Man. Good riddance, Lizard Man. Now I am human. And here's the very weird ending of the game. I can never really understand why Wonder Boy jumps around like this. Also, this music, when I was younger, kind of made me a little sad because the game was ending. And I really like this game. The long battlefield journey has finally ended. The tales of your gallant and heroic action will be passed down from one generation to another throughout eternity. Good night, brave warrior. Good night, Monsterland. Human! Lizard Man! Mouse Man! Piranha Man! Lion Man! Who can't get up there? Why does it show him there? Hawkman! And here we are with the credits. I'll read it, why not? Cast: Cyclops, Will-O-Wisp, Falling Block, Giant Bat, Skeleton, Master Skeleton, Skull, Master Skull, Wandering Born, Air Giant, Sidecrawler, Giant Toad, Shadow Man, Fiery Zombie, Fuzzball, Deadly Ninja, Deadly Samurai, Fire Octopus, Hovering Smog, Roper, Giant Fish, Goblin, Giant Cobra, Fire Antlion, Spark, Firestone, Fireflower, Mecha Dragon, Mummy Dragon, Dragon Zombie, Captain Dragon, Daimyo Dragon, Vampire Dragon. Now here's where it lists the music. Can you guess where it's from? Music: The Last Dungeon, Versus Dragon, and Now, Monster Town, Mind of Hero, Sidecrawler's Dance, The Danger Zone, It's a Treasure Box, The Monster's Lair, Endless War, The Dragon's Trap. Presented by Sega! Thank you! No, thank you. No, thank you. And there we have it. The end of an excellent game. My favorite Sega Master System game of all time. The end. See you again in my next Let's Play, which after this one will be the updated version, the newer one, Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a Yesterday's Moose production, and I'll see you next time.